In times of prohibition, you can always get hold of the good stuff. You just need to know where to go and who to ask. In this next bit, the boys, Duke, Nick and Gus, have just found out about Charlie's disappearance, and at a loss for anything to do, beer is needed. So this is chapter 3, Fists and Chips. Big Alec was a fat old man of legend who'd once bitten a guy's ear off when set upon by a gang of lads in the street. He'd got hold of the biggest of them and dragged him to the ground, and while the rest of the gang crowded in, giving him a kicking, he wrestled his man into a stranglehold. The bastard threw back his head and cracked out Big Alec's front teeth, but Alec spat them out like it was nothing and hung on, crushing the bastard's ribs and gushing blood down his neck. Then, with the teeth remaining to him, he gnashed hold of the bastard's left ear and roared over the screams and through a mouthful of blood, hair and ear that he'd rip the fucker right off this cunt's head, lest he did one. Pronto! Alec was of Italian descent, but they kept kicking, so Alec, who had a reputation for being a man of his word to maintain, started pulling. The bastard squealed and twisted, but he couldn't shake off Alec, who roared again for them to get the fuck away from him now, or it's coming off! His man was proper greeting and begging his pals to do as Alec said, so they backed off, and lying there with a bastard in his arms, wailing like a wain for his mammy, and still with a greeting cunt's ear clamped in his jaws, Alec waited till his way was clear. Then with a wrench of his neck, he tore the bastard's ear clean off and shoved him away. Getting up, he spat the ear and a mouthful of blood in the big screaming shite's face, and finished what they'd started with 2 swift kicks to the cunt's ribs and a final heft to his balls. This was years ago, and Big Alec was an old man now, and he'd run the laundrette on Elm Row for as long as the boys could remember. Duke had been a frequent customer of Alec's sideline since his big cousin Kyle had introduced him, but he'd never quite gotten over the fear that Alec might turn him away as he went in, or worse, give him a hiding in front of his pals. The air outside the laundrette was full of the hot smell of static and detergent, and the numb faces crackled as they stepped under the strip lights. The dryers were rolling, tossing white sheets and towels about in their barrels, though no one was waiting in the plastic chairs down the middle of the shop. Big Alec was ensconced behind his counter doing the crossword, the radio on the shelf behind him down low, and he looked up only when Duke put his bag on the counter. "Could I get a fast wash on these?" Duke asked, gulping to keep his voice steady. Big Alec peered into the bag and then looked at him. His left eye crinkled slightly, but not so much that Duke could take it for a wink. Not yet. In the inverted reflection on a dry door, Nick and Gus were trying to look cool, but they weren't breathing either. "No bother, lads." Big Alec flashed them a gappy grin, whipping the bag under the counter. "He's 10 minutes. "Cheers," Duke said. "I'm always sure he's going to say no," Nick muttered, back outside. "Every time I think he might come around that counter and batter me just for asking." "Nah, Big Alec's all right," said Gus. "He just tries to make you shite yourself because he runs a laundry. It's good for business, eh?"